Okay, I should be able to be heard by now. There we go. Okay. Sorry for the kind of weird makeshift setup and all this, but yeah. Guess it's time to introduce myself, huh? Hello, my name is Jesse, aka DJ Dark X. And today I'm going to be working on, or rather finishing, a piece that I was working on before. It's the Aquatilian overworld theme whenever you're traveling around from Tecmo's Secret of the Stars. And I really liked the music from that game, and I thought it was really underrated. But I worked on another piece before, Costera's Journey, and I really liked the way it came out, especially in the SPC 700 format after I converted it to an SPC using IT to AMK, and I loved it. I thought it sounded fantastic, but now I want to be able to put it through chipsynthSFC because it pretty much sounds the same, but I actually get real-time results when I change certain settings. So yeah, here's hoping it turns out pretty well. That it turns out like the other piece. Okay, so I haven't really started much. I did actually get to the entire song and then looped just on the first channel. And yeah, it's that part is already done. I was doing it. I was gonna do a guide on how to get how to basically get all this to work with OpenMPT Tracker, like in its own dedicated video, but it didn't turn out as good as I would have hoped, especially since I didn't realize how to do um, panning. I finally figured that out uh, about 30 minutes ago. Got Monster Dance up and posted on Twitter, and I think it turned out pretty well. The panning was a little bit more difficult than, or at least it was a little bit more difficult to figure out. Once I got it, oh, this is pretty easy. And I was also trying to figure out volume control when it came to velocities, or rather, volume commands here in OpenMPT Tracker, how to convert that to MIDI volumes per channel. Yeah, it was as simple as going into the matrix, adding in CC7, putting it to voice amplitude, and then putting it in here. I put the range at negative 12% to 100. That seems to be the sweet spot, at least for me anyway. So yeah, I guess let's get started and we'll see how this works out. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to stars. The best way for me to be able to get this done is to actually listen to the piece and remove channels that I don't need. Let's go over here. Okay. There we go. Now we got channel 2, only channel 2 playing. So that way I can listen to it, go back, and then kind of play. I could do it, I could just listen to it, but I'm not very good at doing that. I'm not very good at transcribing just from what I'm hearing, especially when there's a lot of extra channel echoes that they add, like a little extra track echoes. I can't do it, so I do it this way, and it works for me. but I like to add my own flair. For instance, this doesn't have any percussion normally, so I add my own percussion. I did it with Castera's Journey, and I'm doing it for this one. Which, yeah, originally I started with the sample right here at basically, so I started it with just trying to create a normal mod file that I was going to turn into an SPC using IT to AMK. But once chipsynth came out, or once chipsynthSFC came out, I was like, I'm gonna use this instead. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Oh, right. Let's go ahead and give that a quick listen. Seems this channel's gonna be all strings as well. Yep, perfect. For those of you just tuning in, I actually like to put this up here so this way I know if there's any extra individual samples or instruments that I need to put in, because whenever you have to do channels on here, you basically have to assign an instrument to each channel, to each MIDI channel. So we're going to go ahead and enable all of these. Go to poly timbral, poly 1. Let's go ahead and do that. So now everything is set up properly, and then you just do program changes if you want multiple samples on the same channel. So I basically use this in case I need to figure out if there's multiple instruments on the same channel and go from that's just my own personal way of doing things. So the second channel is a second set of strings. So it's number 2. I hate how it does that. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. If I were to, let's say, start working on this piece, channel 2. So if I went to channel 2 and just did just the first instrument. Oops. Oops, no, that's not right. How was that last one? Okay, so then we'll add note fades here. Let's go ahead and give it a quick listen. Okay, well, let's go ahead and also lower the volume on this one. It's supposed to be about 24. About half of its volume. Now, if I did this, if I basically played both of these channels at the exact same time, they would cancel each other out because they're monaural. They're basically just mono channels, and it's only supposed to be just one sample playing at the exact same time on one channel. And since I set up the instrument, the first instrument, to be on MIDI channel 1, it's going to be going through this right here only. So if you play it, yeah, that wouldn't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new instrument. 48 and 10. Oops. 48, 10. Then we're going to do the plugin. We're going to do MIDI channel 2, still the first program. We're going to call this strings dash 2 2. Then we're going to go to MIDI volume. Now we're going to change this to O2 to change it to the second instrument. Now if we play this properly, can't even hear the second one. Let me see. Oh, I see. What, does this set up properly? It should be. Oh, I see. That's I was wrong. Okay. Oh, this one needs to also be set up as 1, just in case. Put it on none, put it on MIDI volume, remove, actually let's put it on that, then on MIDI volume. Interesting, it's not playing it, and it does, it's supposed to. For some reason it's not playing it. So let's see if we can go find out what's going on. The matrix is showing it properly, and it doesn't need to have more than one because it's based off of the voice, and I know that it works that way. It works properly that way. So it should be going through channel 2. Yeah, let's also go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and set this to strings, just in case. It's also not changing this. And sometimes the settings will get stuck for whatever reason. Okay, so now if we play both of them at the same time. There it is. Now it's actually playing properly. Again, sometimes that happens with chipsynthSFC, where it won't pick up the changes, or it won't change everything here right away unless you do a program change. Especially if you're doing program changes, then it kind of gets stuck trying to read it, and it doesn't read it properly. It doesn't set it properly, and then just kind of goes from there. So, okay, in this case, we're also going to do panning because we didn't do that yet. So we're going to do MIDI, CC, CC10. In the matrix, it shows it here. We're going to go negative 100 to 100%. This way it goes full left to right. Go back to the channels, do the exact same thing. 10 on channel 2. Let's set up. There we go. Now the reason why I want to set that up is so this way it actually does per note. Because, or rather, per note, rather, per instrument note. Because I don't want to have to set up changes via like the commands, because I want they're already set up in the instruments, so I'd rather the instruments just take over and say, oh, this is what the panning is supposed to be. So I'm just gonna put Z00 right here and Z00. Since they're both the same, they're basically going to be panning to 10, which is about negative 100 something. So let's go ahead and give it a listen. Now it's panned correctly. And whenever a new instrument comes in, you simply put Z00, which is the macro configuration command right here, showing B, which is the start of it. The what is that note? Yeah, oh, the MIDI channel. The what's it called? The control the controller configuration right here, or the MIDI control, which 0A is 10 for pan position course. You can either put Z, so that way you can set whatever you want from 0 to 127, or you can just use X and let the instrument tell you what it is, which I prefer. So X allows you to check the instrument's pan position, and it goes from 0 to 64, but it translates that through chipsynth. So that's set to 10. That is currently working as intended. Let's keep going. Da, 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 da. See. I might be wrong about this. Let's see. Yeah, that's supposed to be like this. Oh, that's already set. Okay. Then we just go ahead and put in the... Oh. Oh, geez, I need to go back and get that started. That's fine. Okay, there we go. Then amplify the volumes by 50. There it is. Oh, I got confused on that one. But okay, so quick listen. Okay, so that's not bad actually. Let's go ahead and we're gonna save as because I want to put it somewhere else. Oh, got this mess. Music. Here we go. Heroes of Aquatilian. Give me a listen. I'll have to look at that later. Ah, jeez. Okay. I hate having to lose my spot, but well, it is what it is sometimes. Gotta see. That buffer though. I really wish the buffer would get released before you start replaying, but I don't think that. I think there's an option for that, but I don't remember that. I don't know if that's the case or not. A way to release the buffer. Well, either way. So let's do that again. Kinda hate losing my place. Let's go up an octave. Oh, jeez. I'll have to look into that later, but let's see how this turned out so far. Probably didn't do it right, but we'll see. 50. Yeah, I forgot one. Alright, let's go from here. Oops. There was something wrong. Okay. Okay. Oh, jeez. I'll have to come back to that, but yeah. So I guess the second one is actually a lot more, basically relatively simple. Although I guess technically you could say that about the first one. The first channel. But let's see, let's go ahead and keep going with this. The entire channel down to 50%. Let's go ahead and empty the buffer. Okay. Is that really the case? Is that really the issue, those notes? It might be. Let's give that a quick listen. Yeah, it is. How weird. Anyway. Start again. Just channel 2 this time. Ah, good lord. I'm not really good at making this stuff on the fly. So I will probably come back to this in an actual guide video after I've already finished this piece. Because again, I'm not very good. It takes me hours, sometimes even days to complete this. So I think I'm going to stop here. Besides, I need to go back and yeah. Sorry for the one person I've been wasting your time, but yeah, I will go ahead and put up an actual guide video of this later. So yeah, thanks again for tuning in. This is Jesse, aka DJ Dark X.